Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Police continued to search the residence of Agri Corps founder Ivica Todorić as part of the sting operation into the near demise of the retail empire. While a dozen top managers in the firm have been questioned by the state attorney's office, Todorić and his sons, Ante and Ivan, are believed to be in London. In his latest blog post, Todorić called the arrests a farce, adding that if any irregularities were to be found, he alone was responsible.
As of right now, no letter has been received, despite the fact that Ivica Todorić's address in London is well known to the state authorities. He provided this address to the proper authorities when he left the country. So, as of right now, no written summons has been received. My client is in contact with the authorities, and like we discussed yesterday, he will be arriving in Croatia very shortly. I expect his arrival by sometime this week.
For now, it remains unclear if and when Ivica Todorić and his sons will appear in front of state prosecutors. Zagreb County Court President Ivica Turudić had this to say.
The easiest way would be for the summons to be handed to a family member who is of a legal age and who resides in the same household. This is stated within the law on criminal procedure. If this fails, the next step would be, well, here we have a major problem, as Hungary has blocked Croatia's membership of the specific convention that enables EU countries to have summons handed across EU territory, which would allow a summons to be sent directly to his address abroad. This is something we cannot do, so we have to take a different path based on the international legal assistance method via the Ministry of Justice, and this could take at least several months.
Agri Corps' chief financial officer, Ivica Crnjac, was among the last of the current suspects to be questioned by state prosecutors this afternoon. His lawyer stated that his client informed investigators that he did not participate in drawing up Agri Corps' financial reports.
This mainly concerns the financial reports and one part in particular which concerns the payment of dividends to Mr. Ivica Todorić, but he didn't participate in that and doesn't know anything about it.
Once all the suspects have been questioned, the state attorney's office will decide who will be remanded into investigative custody and face formal criminal charges. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Tomislav Tolušić does not believe the Agri Corps crisis will have a lasting impact on the country's agricultural industry.
There obviously exist serious dangers, but some positive things have come out of this as well, like the reconstruction and building of new production facilities and more efficient land cultivation. At the same time, there were a lot of negative things, like the problems related to delayed payments to suppliers. This decimated a large number of our small and medium-sized farmers. The most important thing for our farmers is the need for regular and timely payments within 30 days and not after 330 days, which unfortunately occurred in the Agri Corps case.
Negotiations continued today between the government and unions representing 180,000 public sector workers on a new collective bargaining agreement. With the current deal set to expire on November 1st, negotiations will officially continue on Friday.
We have been dealing with questions of economics and fairness to correct several inaccuracies related to the issue of transportation costs. This topic specifically garnered the most questions and debate in our previous collective agreement. Obviously, we have failed to reach any kind of financial deal regarding transportation. We have agreed in principle that the working group will continue on this topic tomorrow, and so will the negotiating team and government representatives.
In other news, Prime Minister Andrej Plenković received a letter from his Slovenian counterpart, Miro Cerar, saying he wishes to reopen the dialogue regarding the ongoing border dispute. Cerar specifically wants to discuss the redrawing of the land border, since according to Slovenia, the border at sea has already been clearly demarcated by the arbitration court ruling. The Croatian Postal Service has issued a commemorative stamp in recognition of the 25th anniversary of the founding of the 7th Puma Brigade. This marks the first time a brigade from the Homeland War has received such an honor. The stamp will be available to the public starting tomorrow.
This stamp has been issued due to the initiative of the Veterans Association from the 7th Puma Brigade, which was very quickly accepted by the Croatian Postal Service. This is merely a portion of the activities we have initiated which help to maintain the dignity and the honor of the Pumas, as well as the entire homeland war.
Taking a quick look at sports in football, Croatia will be playing Greece in the additional qualification games for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. The news came following a draw held at FIFA headquarters in Zurich earlier today. The first game will be in Zagreb on November 9th, with the return match only 3 days later in the Greek capital on November 12th. The Croatian team has participated in 4 rounds of extra qualifications in the past, with each time resulting in a World Cup berth.
We must respect our opponent, especially since we will be playing the second match in Greece. At the same time, everything depends on us. I hope that we will all be healthy and ready for the game. There will be enough time to analyze our opponent in great detail so that we are prepared for the game. I'm really looking forward to this first game in Zagreb. I'm looking forward to seeing a full stadium and getting the support from our fans. And I'm also expecting a positive result.
And in regional Southeast European Handball League action, PPD Zagreb fell to Macedonian side Vardar in Skopje this evening 30-23. With 3 wins and 1 tie, today's defeat marks Zagreb's second loss in league play. Tomorrow's forecast calls for mostly sunny skies with morning fog in low-lying areas of the continent and the northern Adriatic. Winds on the coast will be mostly weak with a moderate southwesterly in places, while the north can expect a southern wind. Seas mostly calm but visibility compromised in areas with lingering fog. Morning lows of between 6 and 11 in the interior and between 11 and 17 on the coast will give way to highs of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius and slightly warmer in Dalmatia. Unseasonably warm weather will continue for the next few days throughout the continent. Increased cloud coverage in higher elevations and the Dalmatian interior could bring rain on Friday. A weak to moderate southwesterly wind is expected. More morning fog is also expected on Thursday, especially in the Far East. Fog and low-lying clouds continue to be possible along the northern Adriatic. A southeasterly wind will arrive and be the strongest in the open seas on Friday. Increased clouds could usher in isolated showers on Friday and Saturday. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.